Hello everybody, it's Zook here and welcome to home. This is one of those games that I've been reading about, and all I've read about is basically people saying it's really good, really spooky. So I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go and I'll play it. Plus it was 50% off of Steam, so hey, who's gonna jump at it? Your game will be saved automatically at certain points. However, we recommend you put aside an hour and a half and complete home in a single sitting. I have an hour and a half free. Why not? Doesn't mean I'm going to upload it in an hour and a half. Alright, probably will. Okay. Move left and right and look up. Interact. Windows, full size. Okay. Pretty simple controls. Wear headphones and turn off the lights. Well, I'm wearing headphones anyway. And I've turned off the light. Ooh, so now I'm in the dark. And all I remember at this point was I was finding myself alone. Oh my head. Where was I? It was so dark. Something by my feet. A flashlight. Oh, okay, here we go. Hey, Resident Evil. The house. Where was I? There was a body lying on the floor. Who was it? I didn't recognize his face. He was still kind of warm. I didn't recognize his face. He was still kind of warm. Okay. Oh, kitty cat. Wait, come back here. Come out. I need to post you on Reddit. And get karma. Downstairs. Yes. Take for the door. Let's follow the cat. Yeah, dirty room. Bookcase. Ooh. Oh, I can't log on. Okay. Desk has a computer and some papers on it, and a single drawer. I didn't want to snoop, but did I open the drawer? Yes, of course I did. Receipts, pens, and a blurry photo. Looked like a store of some kind. Why did this look so familiar? Do I not even... I really shouldn't have been going through this stuff. Getting my fingerprints everywhere. Yeah, blood on the wall. It smelled fresh and sickening. I realized there was blood on my shoes and pants. Oh my, I had to get out of there. Double tap. No, hang on, I can look up. Oh yeah. Head downstairs. I noticed that I limped as I moved down the stairs. How did I hurt my leg, I wondered. All I could really recall was coming home. Seeing Rachel, I was upset. She looked afraid. I shook my head and tried to clear it. I knew I should head downstairs, try to find a way out. So was that body Rachel then? Who's Rachel? The bookshelf was full of books on his local history and hunting. Okay. Sounds like someone undoing their flies. An old dining table covered in dirty dishes for 2 people. There were dozens of beer cans and other liquor bottles among the dishes. The smell was turning my stomach. A black and white photo. Looked like the man upstairs and his wife. I guess there was no reason for me to keep this. Did I take it? Yeah. I slipped the photo into my pocket. Maybe this would help me find some answers. Or maybe I'm just a hoarder. Head downstairs. A thin grey mouse was stuck in a trap. It looked friendly but exhausted. Did I free it? Yes. And it ran off into a hole. A selection of rusty tools. These looked like they'd seen a lot of use and were caked in damp smelling dirt. Why weren't they in the shed? A photo similar to the old one I picked up. It had been moved a lot. There seems to be a switch behind it. Did I push the switch? Yes. It depressed smoothly into the wall. I heard a faraway click somewhere. Faraway click somewhere. To downstairs. What the fuck? The door was taped up and seemed to have been locked. By the smell, I guess it led to the kitchen? Food. That switch in the wall worked. The door had been unlocked. The ladder? The ladder leaned down to a basement. The box was heavy, but there were marks on the floor. It had obviously been moved before. Maybe I'd found a way out. I must move it, right? Yes. I heaved the box forward and it finally gave. There was a ladder going underground. Where the box was, a dank smell rose from the passage. Did I climb down the ladder? Yes, you did. I looked again at the photo I found in the house. The couple looked distant, like they didn't want to be in the same picture. I wondered where the wife was. My leg was in a terrible shape, but I had to get out. Okay, so I'm in the basement there. Footprints in the dirt. Looked like more than one kind, and a lot of traffic. Okay. It was an old map of the town, places all over are marked, the industrial area near the river, various houses, and even the water tower near the old rail station. The guy upstairs must have done this, but what was his interest in the water tower? Newspaper clippings from the local paper, they were all about murders in the town over the last few years. Wait, there were photos. Photos of our house. What the hell was that about? Maybe I should have looked around more, try to find some kind of information. Can I not go back upstairs? Oh yeah, I can. Maybe I should. Okay, those boxes would have allowed me to climb up the ladder again, but I didn't want to go back up there, not with that body, all that blood. I knew I needed to take a look around. Okay, so I can't go back up there. Apparently not, anyway. A work table, covered in papers, dirt, and a handgun. I hated guns. I didn't take it, did I? Shall I take the gun? 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 Yes, I shall take the gun. I tucked the small handgun into my pocket. Its weight was somehow reassuring. Oh, another ladder. Didn't realize there was going to be another ladder down. Ooh. The desk looked old and was caked in grime. On it was a stack of old faded papers, covered with what looked like names. They were scratched out, and illegible notes were written beside them. Faded blue ink. I could only make out a few letters. Heave. Heavens. Oh, okay, there's more. None of it made any sense to me. Damn right. Don't make no sense to me either. Some kind of homemade rack slung together with poorly cut wood and rope. It was caked in old blood. Somebody didn't actually use that, did they? Rusty hooks like the kind you find in a butcher's hung from the ceiling. They looked pitted and worn from heavy use. That man upstairs, did he do this? Crudely made shelves. They looked like they were holding cans of some kind of corrosive. The labels were worn and slick, but I could still see the warning. Probably could burn skin. It looked like a cage. It was small, but there was something coating the bottom. Something wet. What's the betting's blood? This house has a lot of blood in it, I've noticed. Jeez! There looked to be bones half dug in the ground, and the remains looked old. The faded clothes that stuck up were amongst the dirt looked familiar. They looked like the clothes that a woman was wearing in the photo I found. Was this the man's wife? Another ladder down, another ladder down, ladder down. Going deeper and deeper. I'm not exactly going to get out of the house by going further and further into its basement, am I? What is the logic in this? That looks like a shadow. Some kind of old boxes. They look like they were years old. Wait a minute. These boxes had old clothes in them. Clothes I remembered throwing out after Rachel and I moved to town. What the hell were they doing there? Basically, this is all to do with him. Drifts of blood. Bats! I entered the Bat Cave. Batman weren't here. I remember noticing the broken ladder. Had to be careful. Okay. There was a rope hanging there. I wasn't sure how sturdy it was. Did I take it? Yes, you did. Maybe the rope would make that broken ladder easier to descend. Hello? Hello? Mr. Bones? I had the rope now. There must have been a use for it around somewhere. The rope I found would have let me climb down the broken ladder safely. Did I climb down? Yes, you did. I entered the now very awkward and much deeper cavern. I could hear a faint hum, and the smell from before started to get worse. A bunch of old newspapers, wheat pasted together, a message hastily written on them. Keep out, danger due to cave-in. So what do? I enter. It says danger, cave-in, and I enter. I have logic. There's logic here. I could still feel a faint impression of the rope I had slid down as I pressed against the heaving metal door. It was probably for the best that I hadn't jumped. The ache in my leg was bad enough as it was. If I could have, though, I would have run straight out those awful tunnels. Who would keep such a place? At least, I thought, I had found that old handgun. It seemed to work, and from the smell of it, it had been used already. I kept the gun in my pocket. It seemed a familiar weight there. There was dirt on the ground. It looked wet, and there was grass smeared within it. It had like a vent, an exposed ventilation shaft. Maybe someone crawled through there. But it was so high up, that must have been a sore landing. Ooh, ladder, or let's go through the door. I could hear a faint trickling sound, like water. What was that? Exit? A kitchen knife, covered in dry and blood. Thinking about it made me sick. I didn't even want to touch it. Did I take the knife? Yes, I did. I slipped the knife in my boot, since I had the gun in my pocket. Did I really need all this? I'm gonna get done for all these crimes, ain't I? Oh, I've gone past the door that says exit, by the way. How stupid. The door was locked. There was a musty smell from inside. I wasn't sure, but I thought it was some kind of regulator. I had no idea how it worked. I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn it anyway? I left the valve alone. For some reason I just don't want to go there. I'll probably end up breaking something. Valve 2, 3 and 4. Alright, so this is obviously some kind of code. We've got 4, 3, 2 and 1. I'm going to have to turn one of them valves. Right. So you know what? I'm going to go for a guess here and say the exit door that was over here is locked. Oh no. Apparently not. There was a rusty ladder sunk into the water which smelled disgusting. I know I couldn't climb down that. Maybe I could find a way to drain the putrid water. Yeah, but code would be useful. Alright. The door was locked. There's a musty smell from inside. Yeah, I've done the door. So there's 1, 2. Hang on, wait. I wanted like a regulator thing on it, didn't it? At this machine. Through the dusk, I could see handprints from previous use, probably from whoever worked in those sewers. Through the dust, I could see handprints from the previous use, probably from whoever worked in the sewers. Yeah, but can you tell me a number? Alright, I'm going to try turning it. Before I could turn this water valve to shut off its flow. Did I turn it? Yes. Oh, have I got to turn... Oh, I'm guessing I've got to turn them all off then. Just turn them all off then. I thought I could turn this water valve to shut off its flow. Did I turn it? Yes. I thought I could turn this water valve to shut off its flow. Did I turn it? Yes. Blah 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 blah. Yes. Okay. That's all 4 valves shut off now. Will that... Hang on, let's go back to this one. Through the dusk I could see handprints from previous uses, probably from whoever worked in those sewers. Can I turn it off? No. Okay, so somehow I didn't turn them off. The door was locked. There was a musty smell from inside. Okay, so what have I done wrong here? Looked like I turned off the water flow in this valve. So I've turned off all the water valves, then now what? Through the dust I could see... Have I missed a... Oh. Okay, I haven't turned these enough. Okay. Okay, so I should have now turned all the flows off. So in theory now the water should be gone. The door is still locked. Oh, hang on, maybe I need to activate something on this panel here. through dust. So now, should the water be... Yes, here we go. Climbing down the ladder, here we go. Looked like the water drained out of that grate in the wall. And there's secretly a door here. How convenient. The door is locked. I can see a faint light within. There was a security camera in the room. There must have been a way to see what had happened. I found another dead body. A sewer worker by the wounds all over his face and body. I figured he'd been stabbed repeatedly. There was a key ring sticking out of the man's pocket. Did I take it? Yes, you did. I thought about the knife I'd found with some disgust as I carefully picked the keys from his pocket. I was almost worried he was going to grab me. But he didn't. Because this ain't Resident Evil. Sadly. So, yeah. So I have a key. I could smell a hint of fresh air here. I was anxious to leave, but I couldn't help wonder whether those keys unlocked. There was another door. Was it? Where was that other door? This one? I used the key to unlock the door. The shelves full of security tapes were strictly organized. Though covered in dust, they must have been old if they were still using VHS. Odd, one of the tapes was missing. The security desk was dusty, and there was a dirty coffee cup there. The VCR looked like it still worked. Can I push play? No? Okay. This must have been the covering of that ventilation shack. Whoever used it couldn't have gone past the bloody room with this. Another ladder. My sore leg and the extra weight I was carrying made climbing that ladder difficult. Would I need that gun or that knife on my way home? Or was I a fool for picking them up? 2 seconds. I wonder what was in that locked room I passed. Should I have gone back to check? Perhaps it didn't matter. I was so eager to escape. I almost bruised my hand, forcing that latch, the top of the ladder open. As I lifted the heavy lid above me, frantically the awful smell of that sewer gave way to the dank smell of pine trees. The lid had fallen on the entrance and was stuck shut. Oh, right. So I'm missing quite a few little bits here, ain't I? Things I could have gone back to do. I didn't actually think of that. Oh, there's a ladder up there. An old ladder leading up to the ancient water tower. The ladder needed to be extended so I could climb it. Did I extend the ladder? Yes, I did. I popped the latch and brought the ladder down. Hang on, is there anything around here? I don't want to miss something anymore. The rusty door was locked, tight with an old padlock. The faded sign on the door warned about some kind of train yard. It must have referred to the town's only train station. I'm sorry, I was texting my fiance about this game. I said it's a bit weird. And she texts me back, boo. She's a nutcase. It doesn't look like I'll be able to get through there at all. This must have been the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on that map I had seen. Whoever was poking around in those tunnels underneath that man's house had scribbled notes on this place, but I couldn't make them out. Here the sign pointed out various campsites and walking paths within the woods. It mentioned a river and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see clearly. Okay, I'm going to quickly go back. I want to climb that water tower. I'm going to climb the water tower and see what's up there first. It's a patch of smeared dirt and grass. Though the beat up old wallet, I thought it was mine. Did I take it? Yes. I slid the filthy wallet into my back pocket. I noticed it didn't contain any kind of gun permit. In fact, it didn't contain any cards or ID of any kind. I thought I should recover my credit cards and driver's license at least. From the railing I could see over the woods and down to the entrance to the sewers. I had come through there before. If I did, someone definitely could have seen me. I'm just picking up everything I see really, ain't I? Keys, gun, knife. I'm armed to the teeth. Can I shoot the padlock off that door? Be useful. I was in the forest. Ooh. Trampled in the dirt and grass was a plastic card of some kind. I brushed off and was surprised to see it was my credit card. I wasn't sure if it was still usable, but it was mine. Did I take back my credit card? Of course I freaking am. I pocketed the credit card. Hopefully I can find my driver's license too. But, curious question, right? If... oh, through the fence I could see a dilapidated outbuilding. I wonder if I could find my way around. Alright, quick thing, right? If he finds an ID, I thought I couldn't remember who I was. Oh, bloody hell, there's a lot of these. There was a fire pit there. It was still a bit warm, and a few embers still burned at the bottom. 2 folding camping chairs were on the ground. One was knocked over. There were a couple of cans of beer spilled on the ground. A cheap dome tent slept 2 people. I shone my flashlight in the eyes, and I could see some bedrolls, 2 backpacks, and a cooler. I nicked a beer and began to drink it. I felt very drunk and started doing a dance. Oh man, I'm at the outbuilding. Sweet. Is this Slender Man? Don't blink. That don't blink. Don't. No. Don't blink. Okay. Watch out for weeping angels. The grimy sink had a small patch in it that almost looked clean. There wasn't much in the way of clean water there, but the sink did work. A musty wooden plank propped up the store door. It didn't really seem useful. Did I bother to take it? Yes! I wasn't sure why, but I took the plank and fit it in my pocket somehow. Because I seem to have massive pockets. Wow, is that really it? It's all I find in the outbuilding. Right, a plank better come in use. Okay, is that one I came through, or was it that one? I think this is the one I hadn't come through. Oh, I'm back at the... no, I'm not. The sign was the same as the first one I had seen. This must have been the exit to the other side of the woods. Okay. So I'm at the woods then. I had finally found the exit. Once I left, I knew I never wanted to return there. Finding that campsite had been strangely unsettling. I couldn't imagine why anyone would abandon their site in the middle of the night, especially in that dark forest. I was relieved at least to finally be out of there, even now. As I peered through the dense trees, I could see cracks of light and a bit of the land beyond. I must have been getting closer to the town, but where exactly was I? I'm probably missing a lot, actually. I might have to do this again, but actually walk through the house a bit more, try and find more clues. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto part factory where I had worked as a machinist for all those years. The plant had closed. Almost 3 years ago now. Times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. Or maybe it was Michael Myers coming to get... Actually, you know what now? Maybe it's an Endman. Hole in the fence or door? I'll go with the door. Maybe I should have gone with the hole in the fence. One of the lockers hung open. Contents were tossed around like someone had been looking for something. Old work clothes had been picked through, and a few photos and notes had been ripped off the door and spread across. Obviously none of them were anything to do with me, otherwise I would have mentioned it. There was a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cable burst out the box, shaking off to other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear, and the cobwebs were collected on the corners. The box wasn't receiving power. There's another door here. The door was locked shut, and there was a little electronic box under the handle. A sign was pasted that said, "Danger, closed for repairs." I'm gonna head upstairs. Every part of this plant smelled old and modern. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. The board contained yellow clippings of newspaper cartoons and notices. There were notes to and from the guys that worked here. One of them was to Norman, who was one of the oldest guys on the line. Norman took over a general store after the factory closed. He, Rachel and I would get lunch every now and then. Rachel liked him because he seemed more positive despite the setbacks. I don't think I could say the same about me. I'm a miserable bastard. A power panel. Looked like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Yes. The open locker was stuffed with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped to the inside, but it was scratched out, and the face was unrecognizable. Take it. A power panel. Looked like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Yes. It was shut tight. There was a rusty looking card slot on the side. Do I need a key card? The power panel still wasn't working. Should I switch it again? Yes. Our break table. The layers of dust and grime are amazing seeing this sting more. The door had been hastily boarded up. This was Norman's locker. The door was dented like someone punched it. I don't remember him doing that when we worked here. There. Another power Another panel that I hope could help me get the power back on. Did I push the switch? A utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Did I take the hammer? Yes. As I took the hammer, I noticed it wasn't as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. I was a kleptomaniac. Hang on. Where's that boarded up door, actually? I used the hammer. The old wood boards came apart easily. After I moved, I left the hammer on the floor. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm using my noggin. This was my locker. There in the factory, a stank of booze. There was a picture of Rachel on the inside. It looked like it had been torn up. I thought I had taken that picture home when the factory closed. The floor was littered with old liquor bottles. I wonder if that man in the house had something to do with this. He sure had a lot of alcohol in his place, even though I didn't see any. But I'm just assuming. Or did I? I can't remember. Come on, walk. The locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom, though, there was a magnetic card. Did I take the card? Of course I did. I slipped the key card into my pocket. Another panel that I hoped would get the power back on. The power panel still wasn't working. Should I switch it again? The power panel still... Should I switch it again? Yes. Another panel that could help me. Yes. Power panel, help me. Yes. Okay, so now I think I've probably restored full power. Where's that door that needed the key card? Maybe it was actually no, yeah, I think it was downstairs. I think it was somewhere along. I think it might be near the end of this corridor actually. Yeah, so the key card I found seemed like it would pass through this reader. Did I use the key card? Yes. Hey. There was some kind of ventilation hatch there. It looked like I could jump to the room below. My legs hurt enough as if it was, but I couldn't see another option. Did I jump? Yes. I broke my leg. Oh man, my leg hurts like that. And yeah, I'm not limping. There was a crumpled up letter on the floor. It had been scratched out heavily and was hard to make out. Did I try to read the letter? Yes. Most of the letter was violently scratched out with what looked like to be a ballpoint pen. All I could make out was, need to, just don't drinking, need Norman. Who was Norman writing to? That room at the top of the plant, the one with all the bottles, it was really getting to me. Maybe I was just distracted. Who went up there and used that room? As I exited the factory, I didn't recognize where it led. My head ached terribly and my leg was a mess. Actually, yeah, it looks like I'm actually limping there. I think I'm nearly at the 10. Yeah, it's a rock. So far this game ain't too bad. It's interesting, it's different. The garbage room was a disgusting mess of rotten food and slick black bags. I saw a thin greenish corner poking out from one of the bags. It was my driver's license. It looked damaged. Did I take it back? Yes. I cleaned up the card as best I could. It looked pretty beat up. I was amazed to have found my credit card and now this. I tucked the card into my wallet next to my credit card. Of course I'm gonna find it. Of course I'm gonna take it. It sounded like it was going to start raining again. I had entered Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he had ran. It was oddly quiet except for the faint sound of a television. Booze? Booze. No, I want to go upstairs first. What was this? It looked like it was a pull chain hanging from the ceiling. I wonder where it led. Did I pull the chain? Yes. Gave the chain a single tug and a simple folding ladder to the attic popped down. Right, let's see what else is here first. So, the TV still flickers on a decipherable channel. Jesus! I couldn't believe it what I was seeing. Norman, my co-worker, and one of the few friends I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he had been shot trying to get up. His eyes were still wide with shock. Norman, you deserve better than this. Did I close his eyes? Yes. I wasn't sure if I wanted to give him peace. I just couldn't stand to think any more about what was going on. Quickly I closed Norman's eyes. Let me check out the attic. There was a large cardboard box that hadn't been sealed. Did I open it? Yes. Inside the old cardboard box was a pile of clothes, photos, and even shoes. As I looked closer, I realized they were Rachel's. What were you doing here, Rachel? Were you responsible for poor Norman downstairs? A weathered sleeping bag and a small camping stove. The bag smelled musty. I wasn't sure if it was because of being in the attic, or if it had been used recently. All this stuff on the wall I can't read. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough, but there were water rings from 2 cups still there in the wood. Okay, so I'm gonna guess Rachel and Norman had an affair, and I killed him. That is my guess. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? Yes, of course I did. I found a hairpin among the rotting food in the trash and pocketed it. Wow, actually, yeah, not only have I probably killed him, but I'm now collecting all the evidence I need to prosecute me. I'm a smart killer. Incredibly smart. Bye, Norman. Let's see you die. Okay, sorry. What's this door lead to? Oh, I wasn't entirely surprised to find this there. It was one of Rachel's old fur coats. I always wondered what happened to it. How long had it been there? Inside the cabinet was a small but impressive collection of hunting rifles, shotguns, and even a few items I didn't think were legal here. One of the slots in the rack was empty. The gun I had found seemed to match the others there. If the handgun was Norman's, what the hell was he doing with it? The gun would fit there. Did I place it back in the cabinet? Yes, you did. I carefully pushed the piece back into place and felt a great burden lifted. Okay, so someone killed Norman with his own gun. Was it Rachel? I'm guessing it probably was Rachel. I used a hairpin. Pick the lock. Oh, I'm a lock picking here. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw away. So, I'm actually a lockpick. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things, postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work, if we needed anything. I probably slept with Norman. The register was mostly empty, and fast stack of travel magazines sat beside it. Yeah, so they were going to run away together. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. What was the matter, Norman? Cheated on your hydro bill too? Guys, I'm guessing I'm getting it. There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. Should I take the postcard? Yes. It had been weeks since I had last seen Norman. Finding him that way still left me cold. Thinking of him slumped against that chair only cemented my reassurance in getting rid of that gun. It looked like someone had taken that piece from his store, but why was it in those tunnels? As I stepped outside, I recalled that dusty old box of clothes in Norman's attic. I felt like I had only discovered more questions, no answers, but I was close to home. So, I'm guessing my character found out that Rachel slept with Norman. Oh, sorry. It was time to find out the truth. Found out that Rachel slept with Norman, killed him with his own gun, probably killed Rachel somewhere, and is now, and then like dropped the gun. Oh, sorry. Dropped the gun and made it to a house. But who's the guy who owns the house? The gate was locked and it wasn't my house. Okay, this must be my house. Or not. The gate was locked. Hey, this wasn't my house. The neighbour's local postbox. The letter was sticking out as someone hadn't pushed it all the way in. I knew it wasn't right, but did I look at the letter? Yes. The envelope was addressed to Norman. There was no return address, but the handwriting looked familiar. I took a deep breath and tore open the package. The letter read, Norman, I'm sending this to you in a letter because I'm afraid to tell you this in person. What we did, well, it was wrong. My husband isn't an easy man to be with, but he is my husband and your friend. I need some time to sort this out, away from you. Both. I'm going away for a while. I'm going to tell him, Norman, so don't you think you can hold that against me. I'm going to tell him and get past this. Maybe we'll work it out. I'm not sure I even want to, but he deserves at least that much. Goodbye. So, I might as well keep moving. So, Rachel was sleeping with Norman, and I'm guessing I found out and killed her. Am I ever going to make it to my backyard? Oh yeah. I had in our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. Ooh. I held my breath as I approached my back door. I was terrified to step inside. And yet I do. Our house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and strained. I flicked the light switch. By the door, the power was off. The table was clean. It hadn't been used any time recently. The door to the basement, it was locked. Where did I put the damn key? There was a small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. How long had I been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contents were bills. There was a credit card bill there. Did I open it? Yes. I ripped the bill open and read it. To my surprise, it said something about cancelling my credit card due to non-payments. What the hell? The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. I lock my house up tight, don't I? An old photo of Rachel and me stared back at me, reminding me of the better times. It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it anyway? Yes, of course I would. I placed the photo in my wallet, feeling like I got part of my life back. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it? Anyway. Our television. I had purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterwards, but by then it was too late. Rachel was pretty angry about that, I realized. Our hallway mirror had been smashed, its pieces scattered across the floor. I think which needed to be replaced. One of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old clawfoot bathtubs. It seemed impractical at times, but it was part of what made that house home. My laptop had been left on, and only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top drawer of my desk. Did I take it? Yes. I pocketed the key. The laptop was warm, and it had been running for a while. Stop! Hit the... bloody fingers. Bad fingers. It's this way. Books there were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now that I looked more closely, it looked like the man in that house had some the same books that I did. My wife's, Rachel's suitcase was sitting on the bed. It was closed, but I had a feeling what was in it. Did I open it? Rachel's suitcase contained clothes, toiletries, and a train ticket. Is this where you was going to do with Norman? No, she was leaving without Norman. I read the letter. Am I dumb? I read the letter. Downstairs again. You get to the basement. I unlocked the basement door. There were old Christmas decorations in the box. I couldn't even remember our last Christmas. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key here. Did I take the key? Yes, I did. I took the small key and tried to remember what it unlocked. Well, I think I know. There were old clothes, tools, and other things that were obviously hadn't been thrown out yet. I had put up this dividing wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, so the door was still stuck and the drywall was poorly installed. I might have been able to break through if I found something heavy enough. Hammer? I'm gonna guess there's gonna be something in that room up here that's locked. The grimy key I had found in the basement unlocked the door. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? There was an old crowbar on the floor. Did I need to take the crowbar? Yes, I did. I lifted the heavy crowbar. I appreciated its weight. Hey, I'm just curious about something actually. I've got like a bloody knife on me. If I go to my kitchen, oops, hang on, where's the kitchen? Where's that kitchen? Do we have a kitchen? Honey, do we have a kitchen? Ah, okay, this is the kitchen. Is there like knives or anything? Cupboard for knives? Just thinking like... Table was cleaned. Okay, I've just wondered whether the knife that I've got, the bloody knife, I wonder if that has anything to do with our kitchen. Or Norman's kitchen actually, it could be. The crowbar I found would have been strong enough to bust through that cheap wall. Did I break through the wall with the crowbar? Yes, of course I did. With a heave, I swung at the crowbar at the wall. I smashed the hole loud enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down there? Was she okay? Don't look. Squid! Don't look. I'm starting to freak out here. I'm thinking, wait, what's gonna happen? It's not gonna be a screamer, is it? Oh god. If this is like a massive build up to a screamer, I'm gonna be pissed. Filthy looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile to see what lay within, but I knew I had come this far. After all this searching, after all I'd seen, when I looked within the rags, did I finally find my Rachel? Yes. Nothing to see here. What do you mean nothing to see here? So where's Rachel? Who's Rachel? What? Maybe I would use some of Rachel's travel books and find some place to go? What's going on? There's my wallet with its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again, or maybe somebody stole it from me. Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at those places before? Yes. I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. I must have been the one to lose my wallet and its contents. But what does it mean? This was that old photo of that other man and his wife, I assumed. I found it in that house. I recalled those faded remains I found deep underneath his house. What had he done there? Or what did I think? Was that man involved in this whole mess somehow? Yeah, definitely those tunnels, the old tools in his house, and the remains of his wife. He wasn't innocent, that's for sure. Within the few broken pieces that remained of the mirror, I could see my face had grown pale and weak. I couldn't bear to look again. It was like I didn't actually expect the reflection. It felt empty and drained. I don't get what's happened. From now on, I had no one to get angry with me or for the stupid things I buy on this TV. Just thinking about things like that made me sick with grief. The mouse still sat there, heaped on the floor. How long have Rachel been lying in the basement? But Rachel weren't. You said nothing to see here. I couldn't go back down, not until I'd gone over everything. I needed to make sure it was perfectly clear. I couldn't leave, not until I thought about this some more. I need answers. I do need answers because I'm actually confused. My old office safe sat on the floor. I used it to keep tax records and other important documents in it. I used a digital padlock. Did I try to open it? Yes. 8-digit code. What was that damn code again? 34343434. Nope, that wasn't it. Damn. I couldn't remember. Okay, I'm confused. Oh, that's the TV that she can't get angry with me anymore about. Was this whole thing in my head? The laptop had finally run out of power. It was the key card I found in the factory, the one that allowed me to slip through that door. It seemed to me that it was probably Norman's, but if that was true, then what was he doing back at the plant? Did I think Norman was going back to the factory? No, somebody else was using that locker room. But who? I think I'm starting to get this. It's like the murder and everything just all in my head or something. The reflection in that grimy glass was only a shadow, a whisper. I still loved the old-time charm of that cloth bathtub, though. It seemed like a cold comfort then. Perhaps I would never know how that mirror came to be broken. Was it by Rachel's assailant or by Rachel herself? The thought lingered and would haunt me forever. But who had killed him? I'm guessing me. No matter what, I need some kind of escape. That's my wallet. Hang on, let me click on my wallet again. See if it gives me another option. No, that was decided. What have I missed? Just thinking about that made me sick with grief. My old office. Hang on, if my safe is there, why is it in a spare room? Seemed like I had seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. I guess I was ready to face the truth now. It was the knife I found in the sewer. I left it here because I didn't want it near me anymore. Was all of this my fault? Was I responsible for Rachel's death? If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Did I pick up the knife? Yes, I took the knife and kept it firmly in my hand. I couldn't go back into that room again. I needed to put an end to this situation one way or another. seemed that Mao had been there for a while. That was it with Rachel gone. I couldn't stand to be in that house a moment longer. Did I leave and say goodbye to that nightmare forever? Yes. Since I had arrived in town, things had been difficult. Working in the plant, though, had been good for me. It kept me in line and gave me something to do. It helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours. And at times, drinking was probably just a way to deal with that. It was almost as if I was trying to beat my brain at its own game. Things stopped making sense sometimes after that, and my memories of what happened are still in my flux. But I know Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night I had unearthed the terrible truths, but I knew it was the final acts of long-standing horror I had been living. Waking up in that house tonight was the final cruelty. I wish I had remained unconscious in that room forever. It was obvious to me that the man I had found in that house had something to do with all this. Could he have killed Rachel? It started to seem like there were too many things I had seen to think otherwise. The forest especially was a difficult maze, and I would have rested easy if I never saw it like that again. Whatever happened, I knew at least that Norman wasn't the one who kept going back to that factory. I hoped it meant that he had nothing to do with that guard's violent end. But who had been rooting through those lockers, or drinking in that boarded-up room? I had to catch my breath to take it all in. Up until the factory, things had only gone worse, but then I had seen something even I wouldn't have expected. When I went through Norman's store, that's when my perspective on all this really started to change. Norman was dead, but I had no idea what had happened to him. Finding Rachel's things at his store, though it had been the ultimate shock. I would get no answers now, but that didn't stop my head from reeling with her questions. But as painful as all that was, oh God, I couldn't bear to think about it again. After what I had done, seen, finally coming home was supposed to be the end to this entire ordeal. God help me though, it was only the beginning. As I swung open the door and stepped out into the air, I caught the scent of the wet grass and fog. Rachel, my beautiful wife. Just the thought of her again, cold and hair, shook me from my head to toe. What would I do now? Who could I turn to? It had only been a matter of time before the police got involved, before the neighbours knew. The front lawn was soft and giving beneath my feet, and I couldn't shake the urge that I shouldn't stand there, but rather that I should run. Okay. Well, that was different. Weird. But to be honest, I think it's a game that I'd have to play through again, because I'm not 100% sure I understood what happened. But I liked it. Creepy. And spooky. At any point I was expecting like a face or something to pop up on the screen and give me a screamer. But they didn't. So I don't know what happens now. Oh, I can forward. Home is dedicated to my wife Nancy. Watch your back. The end. So is that it? Home horror. What happened? Alright. So I guess there was no screamer or anything. So if you liked it, please give a like, subscribe, leave comments, let me know what I done wrong. And until my next video, this is Zook saying